there, Vault Dwellers. Follow us as we take a topic from the Fallout universe and discuss it in a group of diverse individuals. We are the Fallout Roundtable. Join us, the conversation has already started.
Welcome to another episode of the Fallout Roundtable. I am your host, Maverick Stone, as always. And tonight, we have a very special episode tonight. But first, let me introduce all the people that are here. We got Jaxus, we got Sassy Lady, we got our friends from the show, we got Chip from the Chipmunk Show, and we got Knight Taylor in the house tonight.
With Mothman.
With Mothman.
He's wavy. Mothy.
Before we get started, though, with our topic and everything, how about you rate, review, and subscribe to our YouTube channel? It's a great time there. How about you also go to our Twitter, or as they call X, @FollowRTB, and our email, followrtb@gmail.com. Send us an email right there. And you know what? We are on Twitch now, and Kick. I always forget Kick.
Me too.
Thursday nights, 8 o'clock EST PM. And goes
I'll
to
be here
how,
at 8 o'clock. I don't know about everybody.
yeah,
else.
someone will be here at 8 o'clock.
Jaxus is here at 8 o'clock. We all just kind of
They get here right
in.
around 8:30.
Yeah, we all just kind of stumble in when we get here.
Yeah.
I'll just be sitting here talking to myself for the first half hour, it seems like, anyways.
But anyway, yeah. We'll go for however long it takes us to record.
Yeah, okay.
Until Jaxus shuts us off because he's the one who's streaming.
Time to go to bed. Bye.
He's like, bye.
Bye, we're done.
Oh, you're like 3 hours behind us, Jack, so I don't want to hear that.
I also get up really early.
But wait, KT. How long did it take you to get to faschnaut?
14, 15 hours, something like that.
Yeah.
And who was the first one at the house?
Me.
So
I drove the
anyway,
furthest
tonight we're going to
I will-
talk.
Did you have keys? Were you able to
yes.
get in, or were you just sitting outside?
No.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. So yeah, I was the first
Let
one
me
at the
introduce
Airbnb.
the topic.
And
Let me do my
I drove the
thing.
furthest distance.
All right,
and
let
then-
him do his
yeah,
thing.
so-
Let him do his thing. He's going to be mad. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's
Let
gonna
him
have
do
a
his
Be
thing.
mad.
Let him do his
You're gonna make Mothman
thing.
mad.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
tonight we're going to talk about the recap, faschnaut, and from our esteemed people from West Virginia. Basically, what we're going to do is basically what Jaxus and I did for New Vegas days.
Yeah,
because we had someone there.
Yeah,
in faschnaut this year, or
yeah.
in
I
last
don't know if
year.
I can show pictures or not, though.
All you got to do is
Yeah,
click the share screen. You should be able to do it.
It's not on my
There's
computer,
one-
though.
There's one
But
in
yeah.
particular.
Oh,
Take it away.
There's several. Chip, there are so many. Your wife was just like,
Yeah.
I got so many.
I think Penny's
Because
got a
nobody
whole
knew what was
portfolio of them,
happening.
too.
I'm
There's
pretty
a
sure I got
bunch.
set up where anybody can
And it
share
was funny
screen,
because
so.
I felt the hand just keep coming down. I'm like, he has no idea what he's doing.
I plead the fifth.
It's that big old head of his. He couldn't see.
Here,
You guys,
think
I
got
got
it
good
set.
blackmail on this guy.
Yeah, you could.
I posted the good ones today.
Yeah.
The good ones, the behave ones.
I love the selfie picture. I had to take that.
Wasn't it good?
Yes.
It's like your big head
Yeah.
and my big head.
No helicopter pictures, right?
So I got the one where Ma Tater's partner got stolen by the old man. When
Oh,
she was
right.
dancing.
Where she's just
Yeah.
like walking around like, what
Yeah.
happened?
Like, my partner got stolen.
She had a look on her face. She was not happy. She's like, my partner's gone.
Yep.
While they were dancing. So the guy who was like calling the dance just kept like, he would just like butt in and like and so he's like, Penny and Montana were dancing together, and then he just like took Penny and went off, and so Ma's just like, I have no partner.
Yep.
It's like,
What's
and his
going
look on her
on
face,
here?
she's just like, I'm lost. It's kind of cute.
I wanted to dance so bad, and my whole crew wanted to get back to the house because, unbeknownst to me, they were throwing an anniversary party, and it's like
They knew
why'd
there
you
was
plan this for
cake.
tonight. It was only 8:30. We could have done
Cake.
this at 11.
That's true.
but it didn't matter. We're all old, and that's how it goes.
Well, it
Next
really
year.
cleared out late in the evening, right? I think.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause but it was pretty full in the beginning, and then we went downstairs for a while because we didn't
Yeah.
even stay up there and watch for the first beginning.
Mhm.
And then we were downstairs, of course, when they started making the whole building shake. 'Cause we had to show for our gas here.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we were like, dude,
We
you
kept
gotta
talking about it.
check
He's like,
this
okay, you
out."
got to experience this. We got to go
We're
downstairs.
like,
And
you
you need
gotta
to sit down there. And...
This is great. So yeah, we made him watch. We're like, check that post out. Now watch. They're
Yep.
gonna get going. And I feel like they weren't even going as hard as they were last year.
No,
Somebody must have
last year
told
was
them to take it
different.
easy.
Well,
year was
last year too, when
definitely-
we were upstairs in the dance hall, it was like super hot. But this year they decided, hey, let's open up the windows so it
Let's
doesn't
open
get
the
so hot in
windows.
here.
Yeah, good
Not like
call.
last year when it was like 30 degrees outside and 1,000 degrees inside.
Oh yeah.
I was surprised the weather was really, really good this
So
year. I mean, better than
happy.
last year. And for
Because we
February,
were looking at the weather and it was like, hey, it's supposed to rain all day.
Yeah,
and
they said it was
never
going to
rained
rain
at all. I'm
all
like,
day. And we were
Yep.
like, what about those masks? Like, they're all paper mache. They're going to melt.
yeah, they would have. But I told you I was going to bring the sun, so I did. So you owe me.
oh, there you go.
Yay.
So what is
Yeah,
it
we
they
do,
do at faschnaut? I mean, so far it just sounds like you guys were dancing and had a party.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it
was.
sounds
Well,
like to
the
me.
parade-
You got to go there to experience it. That's what.
We eat and we party. Yeah, pretty much.
You know,
But
I'm
Chip's
not
the
far.
expert. Chip's the expert on faschnaut.
My mom, who we all, Chip, you met my mom in
Yep.
at New Vegas.
Yep.
Day. She wanted to go, but I didn't have enough time off to go.
Oh,
You'll have to make plans for next year. So we already know
Oh, yeah,
the
definitely.
date. It's
Yeah, we
March
do.
1st. So that ought to mean that the weather ought to be a little better, we're hoping, because it's later in the year.
Let's hope so. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. I'm still from the north. I'm used to 40-degree weather, 30-degree
Right.
Oh yeah,
weather.
last year when it was like
Dude.
30, and I'm like, oh my god, it's
Yeah,
so
everybody's
cold. He's
shivering,
like,
and I'm just like
"This
here with
is
like a
fine.
sweatshirt on. I'm
This
like,
is
none of
fine."
you.
I
And
was
I,
like,
I wore shorts again this year, so
You
Yeah.
did.
none of you have an excuse.
Well,
If I
this
could-
year, I was thinking about
wear
it. And I'm
shorts
like,
pretty
yeah, I
much all the
probably could
time.
have done my.
I bet you the temperature right now
too.
is like 20 degrees outside. I was out there shoveling earlier today.
Oh man, I know. I saw what you got hit with when you got
It's
back.
like 60
Yeah.
here. It's
Uh,
great, but it was 30 this morning.
I think
Yeah.
we got a good 5 inches of snow last night, even though it only said like 1 to 3. I'm like, yeah, typical,
By
weather,
the
what
way,
they say.
That's what the night we left to go down to because we were going to go down to the airport that morning, and we kept hearing there was a big winter storm moving in on us. And I'm like, we should go tonight. We should go right now. So we'll go stay at a hotel in case, because otherwise we won't be able to get out.
Right.
Boy, was that the right call, because at 5,000 feet, they got 10 inches and we're at 5,200 feet. So we got about 7 or 8, but we
Wow.
had just made it out and we couldn't have got out the next day. So that was the right call.
So what does somebody new coming to the faschnaut have to look forward to when they show up for the experience? I mean, is there,
We should've got
obviously there's some
Fargassier
sort of
on here.
food and things
Yeah,
going
we
on,
should have
but-
got Fargassier on here because
Should've
it
got
was
a
his
first-timer
first
on here.
time.
Yeah.
Because Fargassier and AOL's first time. It was our second time going.
Okay,
But
what's
yeah,
the
I
answer to
mean-
the question I asked?
yeah,
Yeah, what
What
do
is
you
there
look
for people
forward
to
to?
do?
Well, first of all, watch my Helvetia episode on the Chipmunk Show
Yeah, he does
channel.
a great
It's
episode. I
self-promoting.
watched it before I went, and it was, like I said, I learned
Shameless
how to say
plug.
actual
I'll allow it.
faschnaut. Yes,
Well,
watch the episode of Chipmunk's travel log on the Helvetia, well, the West Virginia series, but Helvetia episode.
Yeah, it's the latest one, and it really covers everything, because the
Uh,
thing for Fallout fan, and this is the thing about Fastnacht, and I just talked to the organizer about this today because they had sent me a thing about next year, but they love the Fallout community, and not only because it's bringing a lot of income into Helvetia for the restoration projects, and she was thrilled this year when I saw her at the end, because they had the figures about how many people came and they knew what, how much of a profit margin there was. And they can do a roof on a building. They're going to send some kids to Switzerland. There's a lot of good that's coming out of the Fallout community being there. So that's phenomenal. But what they especially love is how respectful the Fallout community is to Helvetia, because we don't go in there and invade it and make it a Fallout event. Everybody's, because it isn't. It's literally their, faschnaut, which means fasting before, Lent or fasting night, is very much rooted in their Swiss tradition. Even though it only started in 68 there, it's still a huge deal for them. And prior to the Fallout, they'd get 30, 40 people, doing the parade, whatever, every year. So it was a very small local thing. And then after 76, it grew and grew and grew. And now it's, I think they had probably close to 1,000 this year. So it's a big deal. And the fact is that the Fallout community comes in there and celebrates the same. We're doing it because of the game in a lot of ways, but also just enjoying the festival for what it is. And that's how it should be. Whereas New Vegas Day is just a crazy wasteland event where, it's all, everybody comes in and it's a great time. They're great, just great ways to celebrate Fallout on every level, but they're very different at the same time. And I said on the last thing I said to Clara, I was going ahead, I said, I've got to get you and Steven Stats together, because the two of you are in the same boat. You've got this tiny little town that doesn't have the infrastructure to support 1,000 Fallout fans and more next year. But
And yet you do it.
we'll do it. And that's the thing, because she was asking me, please send suggestions of what we could do. And to me, it's like, have a food truck on that end.
Being something that's revolving around the concept of Lent and things like that, and obviously there's religious implications there. Do they like frown on people engaging intoxication and things like that? I mean,
I don't think anybody really does.
No,
because I know some people have.
I know they do in Vegas.
Stuff there, but
they did.
like,
we don't play in
the
Vegas,
middle of the
man.
woods
Everybody
with no
smashes.
well,
internet
they
connection.
sell
You gotta find
beer,
entertainment.
they
Yeah,
sell
they do.
mead. They have they sell beer and mead in the little what was the ticket hall last year.
Yeah,
In that little that little red building.
Do they have music and things like
They
that?
got
Live
music.
bands and
Like
stuff
you go in
that?
that red building, I've got a video of some guys in there playing, and they were really good.
Yeah, they definitely had more this year.
We were
than they
trying
did
to
last
find
year.
Brian. Brian's like, I'm in the red building. So we go in that building,
Well,
right?
my bad.
You were in the other red building, and we didn't make it that far.
Yeah.
So we were in there listening to the music.
Were they playing like New Vegas kind of, or excuse me, like
but they were playing contemporary stuff. It wasn't like 50s
Yeah,
stuff.
they had
was he
speakers. They
playing?
had a tent and the speakers out in the field where the mass competition was, and then obviously they had the band
Right.
later on in the dance hall.
So it wasn't.
And
really
they were like a
revolving
fiddle
around-
band.
It-
That was like
the
a fiddle band and
the whole
stuff.
thing wasn't revolving around 76.
No, it doesn't revolve
No,
around Fallout
it
76
doesn't
at
at
all.
all.
No,
There-
it revolves around their festival.
Yeah, I mean, there literally is a small group of, it's Dan Valentine's group, and then us and the other ones that came, and you can tell they're the Fallout crowd,
Right.
but when there's hundreds and hundreds of other people of all kinds of characters and
Yeah.
Faschnaut masks and traditional Faschnaut masks. So it's very much the Fallout community merging into this in a very communal way. And everybody's just doing their thing, and it's a lot of fun. Whereas New Vegas is just, it's all Fallout, and it's there. It's very wasteland and gritty, and it is Goodsprings.
Beautiful.
That's a wonderful.
It is beautiful.
But not to, it's too. You can both have the Fallout experience at both events. It's just very different, and it's a lot of fun. And to answer that question, Jax, is they do. They were serving beer and they had it. You can't take it in the dance hall,
Right?
So because they really want to keep it as a very family friendly event, which it is, and Goodsprings does that too. But obviously, it's the saloon, 18 or over.
Yeah, and it's Vegas, so
it is Vegas.
Yeah, it is.
It's totally different areas, different places, and but I mean,
I was like,
you can
how
see
do we
Chipmunk
avoid?
totally drunk at one and not at the other.
yeah.
But I mean, this is their festival. It's their festival that has origins in its Swiss and German roots, and but because of its adaptation in the Fallout game, Fallout people have shown up and just added to it.
Yeah.
So
it's made it a lot bigger. That's for
right.
sure.
And you see a lot of masks that have nothing to do with Fallout. Like there was, and then there's all these little kids that come in with like their Minecraft masks and all kinds of crazy stuff. And just normal people with like Halloween masks, like masquerade type masks, like big old, just regular floofy, feathery things that they might wear to Halloween or something.
Oh, there's some amazing thing.
There's a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
the tree trunk with the
Did you
owl.
see like the humongous ones? I mean, and then that
Mhm.
guy with the
What was
skull
that?
on the pole
Yeah.
with,
That was,
and I'm
Yeah.
like, I was like, where are you looking out of? And
Did we
he's
ever
like,
find
I'm
out who
over
won the
here.
contest this year? Because I don't remember who won. Because didn't last year
I
they have like
don't
a
know.
contest with the mask?
I think
Well,
last year was the guy with the tree trunk with the owl in it, but I can't be
Mhm.
certain. I
I
never
don't
did
know who
find
won
out.
this year
Yeah, I don't know.
because
Although I
we
like the
were
Knights Who Say Knee. That came out of the blue. I didn't expect to see that represented there, but it was.
the what?
The from Monty Python, the Holy Grail, the Knights Who Say Knee.
Oh
Yeah.
Last year there were 3 of them there. I'm like, you guys are the best.
Yeah, there was a lot. I mean, there was all kinds of different stuff that I didn't see this year. There was things that I saw this year that weren't there last year. There's so many good things.
Yeah.
A lot of Fallout, because as I'm going through pictures, I was showing somebody at work today, and I'm like, oh, that's Fallout, and that's Fallout. Oh, that's from Fallout. But there's a lot of stuff that's not too.
Yeah, see,
Well,
I didn't
And
Dublin
know
had
that there
made
was.
that
I thought it was
station.
all like something completely created for Fallout. I didn't know
Nope.
that
Nope.
there was
This has
an
been going
element.
on forever.
No, it was already
way
there,
before
but then
Fallout.
Fallout came in and then had been adding to it
Oh,
over the
It
years.
has been making it bigger. Because
Did-
didn't you
did
say
you-
like she'd had events where it was only like 46 people at one point in
Yeah,
time?
now it's like thousands. It's like
And now there's
crazy.
so many. Well, this is the first year they pre-sold tickets and they
Yeah, and then they
sold
sold
out.
out.
Yeah, they did. Did you
Mhm.
did you guys I didn't I can't remember his name, but he was an older guy with silver hair and a beard and mustache. He was in the dance hall. He was one of the volunteers. He was talking to me at the booth and he said he's the guy that they modeled the robot master of
Oh,
ceremony.
the master ceremonies.
Yes. So
The
he
Oh,
was
federal ones.
there and it's like, oh, that's really cool. And
That's
he's very
neat.
proud of that.
yeah, all those little tips.
So we talked to a different lady. It wasn't Clara, but it was another one of the organizers. We talked to her after the dance, basically. She
Mhm.
looked like a librarian. I don't know if you know who it is. She had glasses. We were talking, she was the one who gave us the dates, but she was just asking us, I don't know, just all kinds of stuff. She
Well,
was
the best part
really
was that
nice.
she was trying to get Penny to be the school teacher there.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh,
because
yes.
she was like, well, we need, because Penny was like, I just love it here, blah, blah. She's like, well, you could move here. And she was like, well, I don't know. Didn't she say like, I'm a teacher? We need teachers.
She's like a science teacher, and she's like, "Oh, we need a science teacher."
She's like,
It was
well, I
it
just teach
kept going. I'm like,
science.
Penny, you
Because she's
better
like,
stop talking, otherwise
she's
you're
like,
gonna
we
be
have
moving.
this little school. There's like 36 kids.
Yeah.
And she's like, teach like 100 kids in science. She's like, oh, well, this will be so great. She's like, we need science.
I
She
think
had, she was
okay.
ready to like buy Penny a house and move her in. It was
Yep.
hilarious.
I know Clara's trying to get us to move out, and it's like I love. I mean, she's a
Well, you would be
feminist.
really close.
I know it's maybe years down the line. I love West Virginia. I mean, having traveled all over last
Oh, it's
fall,
beautiful, yeah.
seen one corner or the other. It's a beautiful state and great people
Well,
and beautiful areas, and
Yeah, but
it's
you'd be too far from Vegas.
it is.
Yeah.
and it's a hard. I'm not at the point where I'm ready to leave California yet. I mean,
Yeah.
that will eventually come, but not yet.
I thought
But
everybody
the
was ready
thing
to leave
is, and this is so weird.
The high prices didn't kick you out yet.
And yeah, no, they're getting close, believe me. So,
hey,
but
California. Woo.
yeah,
Yeah.
it becomes a challenge every year. But the yeah, Linda worked for Intuit at one point in Woodland Hills, and her boss, who owns the company, would every so often be there. He wasn't there all the time. But as it turns out, everybody in West Virginia knows him because he's from West Virginia and he's made this big grant program. If you move
Wow.
in, he'll give you $10,000 if you set up and you're going to stay. And she's like,
Is-
oh, you know him. This would be a definite thing. You could definitely do this. I'm like, well, yeah,
So we were
probably.
at the bonfire. Were you there, KT? We were looking when we were looking for Penny and BV, and they were talking to some good old boys down there.
Oh,
And
after the dance, yeah.
after the dance, when we were
Yep.
trying to round up those cats to go home, and these guys were like, "Where are y'all from?" And it's
Yeah,
like
they
so
were
didn't
totally
talk right.
drunk. I mean, I could tell.
They were kind of buzzed a little, and you could
Yeah.
smell
I'm
And-
from Wisconsin. I know drunk people when I see them.
Oh, yes.
right? And you could smell a little Mary Jane happening, but
Yeah.
so all
Were
that
they the
stuff down
guys
by the
playing Cretans at the pickup truck? And
yes,
the
it was
Yep.
the hillbilly tailgating party down there. Yeah, it was.
Yep.
So down by the fire, and
Yep.
so we're talking to these guys, and they're like, "Where are y'all from?" So we're like, and they're like, "Oh," the other guy comes stumbling up. "I thought you were one of them people that they paid to move here," and I was like,
Yeah.
"What are you talking about?"
Yeah, that's what
They're
they're
like, "Oh,
talking
you
about.
didn't get paid to move here," and I'm like, "They do that?" I was like, "Tell me more."
It's a real thing.
I was like, "Tell me about this getting paid to move to West Virginia."
Yeah, right. You buy me a house, I'll move.
Right? They're like,
Yes.
"Well, you got to work from home," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I can't do that." I wish I could.
Internet in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, the house that we had was I could live there. I mean, it was nice, quiet, was pretty.
Well,
like,
that place was definitely made for like an Airbnb. You can
It
tell that
definitely was
nobody like
made.
lives there, you know.
no, but the backyard. I mean, the view out the back was nice.
Oh yeah, it was nice.
With
Just
its
don't swim in the
radiated
lake.
pond. We
Yeah,
had a
very
radiated
pond.
pond ready to go. It was
Yeah,
great. They
good
gave
thing
us-
Penny had Red X.
Yep, they gave us blue, kind of a blue-green pond.
Yep.
It was
Yep.
it was totally radiated just for us. It was a good time.
Surprised nobody went down there and came back with 3 arms.
Well, we didn't go down there.
Yeah.
That's why. But there's a hot tub at the other house. So if we get the other house next year, we'll have to find out if that water is
get that
piped
other house.
directly
Let's
from
go.
the pond.
Where they're glowing blue frogs.
There you go. Oh, we'll get some frogs in there. There you go.
It
Yeah.
starts raining and it's blue.
Yes.
The Geiger counter going.
Yeah. Dee, 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 dee,
So we went antiquing and Penny didn't bring her Geiger counter.
dee.
That was kind of a bummer. She's like, "That's radiated," but I forgot my Geiger counter. She's like, "If it's orange, it's more radioactive." Like, okay.
Oh, you gotta tell them the story about the present she gave to BV from West Virginia. Remember that?
The presents that she gave him. You mean
Yeah.
from
The letter.
remember
the letter?
Oh, his birthday card.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So I don't know if y'all know that West Virginian is definitely the best thing that's ever happened to West Virginia tourism because of his videos where he talks about not just the places that are in Fallout, but he talks about other places in West Virginia that nobody has really probably thought about going, like different caves. Just he highlights different parts of West Virginia that we don't hear about all the time, like they're not the top 3 or whatever. And he has gotten a lot of us, like when he first talked about faschnaut and stuff, like years ago. That was when I wanted to go. So I've always joked around that you do better for West Virginia tourism than they do. And he kind of has like a little axe to grind with them because they really don't do much for the state, I guess. So Penny, being haha, I'm so funny, she calls up West Virginia Tourism Board or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, hey, my nephew's birthday is coming up, and he is obsessed with West Virginia, and I wondered if you could send him a card." So, of course, they're like, "Well, how old is he?" She's like, 8. And she's like, "His name's like what, Brian Vincent or something?"
Yeah, something like
Like
that.
his name's like Brian Vincent, but we call him BV. So they literally, West Virginia Board of Tourism sent BV a happy 8th birthday card.
And Penny gave it to him.
And she gave it to him when we had a surprise party on Friday. It was, the look on his face was just
Like happy
my-
8th birthday. And he's like, what, in his 30s?
right. But I mean, the funny thing was like, yes, West Virginia Tourism would like to wish you a happy birthday.
That's fantastic.
Oh, it was crazy.
Oh, it's good.
Like your favorite people are wishing you happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah.
If they only knew who it was. That was great.
Yeah,
We all tried to contact people on the fly, kind of download to have different people sent cards and stuff to Penny's PO box, and she collected it all and brought it in for him. So a bunch of people that we all know, like the Twitterverse and YouTube land or whatever, sent BV a bunch of stuff, and it was pretty cool. It was a good time. I thought it was real nice for him
yeah,
to
that's
see all the
cool.
people that love him.
Yep, there's lots of them.
Ginger Snap! Hey, Ginger Snap's on. Yay!
Ginger.
We love us some Ginger. He almost cried. I know. I thought he was going
That's
to cry
crazy.
after everything, But the funny thing was poor. I feel so sorry for Dumplin because Dumplin had to drag him out to a coffee shop, and she
boy.
had to keep him out of the house. So she was just like dragging him all over the place, not letting him come home. And he's just like, okay, because he's so easygoing. He's just like, okay,
Right.
whatever. Yeah, we'll go get coffee. And it
What was the
was-
story of that milkshake? I mean, that thing.
oh,
yeah.
so Penny and BB, well, she made him a bet because she was like, I'm going to meet you at the antique mall because Penny's
Mhm.
always late. She's like, I'm going to
Yep.
meet you at the antique mall at 3:00. Well, the house opened at 4, and we were trying to be there by 4. And she was like, I'm coming straight to the house. I bet BB that I'd be at the antique mall, and they close at 5. So I'm not going to make that bet. I'm like, what'd you lose? So she lost a milkshake. Did you see that milkshake?
Well, anyway, guys, I hate to cut this off, but it's time for a break. Let's continue this talk right after the other side of this break.
Hi, welcome to 3 Count Thoughts. Let me introduce the crew real quick.
Hi, I'm Maverick Stone.
I'm Romer.
And I am Jaxus. Join us as we talk all things wrestling. Each week, we'll take a topic from the wrestling world, knock it around a bit, and then go over the week in wrestling from a strictly fan perspective. We can be found on all major podcast catchers. We can also be found at 3 Count Thoughts on both YouTube and Twitter. Or you can send us an email using 3countthoughts@gmail.com. Okay, are you ready? Ring the bell.
Let's get right back to it.
Talking to our
Woo!
chatters.
Short break.
Yeah.
I plead the fifth. Yes, they.
Ginger, you need to get
Now
in
you
here one
guys
of these
get
times.
quiet. Really?
I know, right?
Like we're
I
trying to
was
get you guys to
talking
shut
to
up
the
for 2
chat
seconds so we
during
can
the
say
break.
something. You guys
Wow.
want-
Don't make me get Mothman's coming back in
Because
now.
we have chat happening, so I was talking to chat during the break.
Yeah.
Woo!
No.
Now, talk about faschnaut.
So if you were to go to faschnaut as a newcomer, I think, I don't know, I'm trying to remember how it felt last year. Last year, it was just like you go to this historical town. If you've ever been to any of those historical towns, like historical reenactment kind of places, like I'm going to throw out Conner Prairie because Sulio knows what I'm talking about. It's just a place that they take old buildings and they revitalize them, and then people come in and look at them. Well, this isn't just for people to come look at, like people live there.
Yeah.
These buildings are all over 100 years old, right? Aren't they?
A lot
Basically
of
in
them,
that
Yeah,
range.
I think it was 1869 is when the town got built. So
Yeah,
correct.
so all these
I can
buildings are
verify that
old.
fact.
Yeah. And the thing
oh,
is,
there's a
like,
banner
if
up
you
in the
look at
music hall. It tells you.
Yeah.
if you look at the layout of Helvetia in game, it's compact but pretty close to what the layout is in the actual town. But like
Yeah.
the game is more compact, but it's like everything is basically where it is in the town. So like you can walk around in town and just know like that way to the honey house and that way to because it's all there.
Yep.
Which is cool. Because there's not many towns that you can really do that in because something's always going to be goofed up or whatever. But it's pretty accurate. The buildings, the designs are pretty cool. One thing I learned because we went to the library / history whatever museum, all of the, how the porch railings and stuff have different designs.
Yep.
All the different designs are different per family, which you probably knew that because you were like talked to them when you went. Chip, but I didn't know that, and I found that really cool because so like she said they may not know which design belongs to which family because those families may be gone now, but they know that it was like not this family or that family or whatever because the designs are different based on what family. And I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty cool.
It's really interesting. Putting that episode together was so it's first of all, the Fosnack one or Helvetia is my favorite of all the travel show episodes. And mainly because, and I was anxious to get to season 2 because the graphics in the game are so much more sophisticated than New Vegas. And yeah, the New Vegas locations look good and they match up well, but I was really dying to do the Greenbrier and then do Helvetia because the Greenbrier was a lot of fun to put together and it's amazing. when I started putting the Helvetia stuff together, it's like, oh my God, the level of detail that they captured is mind blowing. And there's this one shot where I mix that blue house in the corner with the in game with the real world from the exact same angle.
Mhm.
They are so exact. Even those little hearts in that,
Yeah.
that thing that there's a little deck back there, but whatever that's called, I'm sure there's
Like
a
a little
name.
balcony-ish thing, I
Yeah.
think.
Yes, exactly. It's exactly the same. It's weathered the
Mhm.
same. The design is the same. And that I loved doing that. And I'm getting a ton of compliments because or comments. Somebody on Reddit in England a couple weeks ago they found the show and then they posted about it. They must have been a pretty big influencer because I doubled my subscriptions in a matter of hours, and then that
Oh,
episode
wow.
shot up by 2,500 views at the same time. The
That's
Helvetia
awesome.
one's getting a lot of views right now, and it's like, wow, because I don't market the show. It's just I put them out there, and it's like
Yeah.
watch them and enjoy them because I
Wow,
have
that's
no
pretty
time to do
cool.
anything else. But yeah, but it's like that's what they're coming as. Oh, I love the ingrain, the way that mixed together, and
Mhm.
you do this. But to go to Helvetia and you walk around, it's like you're standing in the bandstand. The hut house is exactly the same. And
Yeah.
then you look under the bridge. It's like even this is exactly the same. So when I was there, I asked Clara in October, when we did that interview, and we were walking around, and I said, "How did they do it?" And she said, "Well, they had one of those Google type cars with all the cameras mounted all over it." And she said,
Oh, yeah.
basically just they used that on the road, and then they used a smaller, like kind of probably like a little robot to go around different areas. They 3D mapped every square centimeter.
No wonder
So
it's so good.
it is. It's amazing.
Because I
So,
know they only had like a week and a half or something that they were
yep,
out there.
yeah,
Like it wasn't much time. So they were probably just taking pictures of whatever they could. Because everything, like I know like people, I've seen pictures of people from Greenbrier and it's like everything is spot on. The carpet, the drapes, the stupid trash cans, everything is just dead on.
I
But
had
yeah,
okay.
everything.
Yeah, I won't spend much time on this because it's off topic of Fosnack. But when I did Greenbrier, I it was the one place I couldn't. They never responded as far as getting back, getting in the building. So I think I'll just do the outside and get some shots and not worry about it. But I'm there and like I have to go in, and I'm going to the front. And the security guy goes, "Oh," he goes, "Fallout." I'm like, "Yep." I'm just here. I wanted to find out if I get some shots. He goes, "Oh, sure, you can get whatever you want out here, but go talk to such and such downstairs," which I went down there and did. And here I am sitting in the chair right at the concierge desk, and it's like, oh my God, it's so exact.
Like waiting
And
for the robot to tell me.
I was. Finally, this woman came out. She was with the marketing group, and she said, "Oh, are you with Bethesda?" I said, "Nope, I'm not with Bethesda. I don't represent them. I do my own show." And she goes, "Oh yes, I'm so sorry. We got your email. We think it's went to the wrong email, whatever the case may be." She says, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "Well, would it be possible to get some shots inside?" She goes, "Oh, sure." She goes, "There's only two places you can't go, which is there's a private event, the casino, and then of course the bunker. You can't take recording equipment down there, but you
Mhm.
can go anywhere else." And I'm like, "Really?"
I didn't know they had a casino.
She goes, "Yeah,
Wow.
it's all yours. Just have fun." I couldn't believe it. They let me go to every single place. And when I was in the mall at the Greenbrier Interiors, which is in the game as Studio whatever, 57,
Right.
the guy's in there, he goes, "Oh, we love you guys." And I'm like, "Me?" And he goes, "No, the video game." And I'm like,
No, no, no,
"Okay,
just the game,
that's
not you.
cool." And I'm like, "Well," he goes, "Do you want to see the cottages?" And I'm like, "I
Yeah.
absolutely want to see the
Yes,
cottages,"
please.
because he took me on the grounds. We went everywhere, and then they got me a shuttle bus to take me around because it was too much to travel. I'm like, "This is so cool." So yeah, that was great. And everywhere I went, West Virginia is just the most hospitable state and the most wonderful people. And you wait till you see what's coming. They've given me so
That's so
much.
cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah, it's everybody's been so nice. And if you bring up the game or what, because we were like, so we ate in Buchanan. Ma and I stopped at Buchanan because we went to the antique mall and then we ate lunch, then we headed home. And we stopped at just we wanted to eat someplace different. And I forget what the place was called, CJ's or something, but it was really good. And the waitress came in and she's like, "So y'all are from out of town, whatever." We're like, "Yeah, we were up in Helvetia. Have you ever been?" And she's like, "No, I've heard of it, but I've never gone." And so I don't know how we got around to talk about the video game. She's like, "Yeah, I've heard of Fallout." And she goes, "I think I played a couple times." Like, "Girl, you got to play, blah blah blah." So we got to talk. She's like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna download and I'm gonna play that again, whatever." And she might even go to faschnaut next year. So we're like talking and everything. And of course, everywhere we went, Night, you're gonna love this. Everywhere we went, I'm like, "She's a pro streamer. She's partner. She's like the pro streamer. You
Yep.
gotta follow Ma Tater. You gotta get on there because she's
She
like
got to get those business cards like Penny has and hands them out
she has
everywhere.
business cards. She just doesn't know what to do with them."
You
She's
hand
like,
them out.
"Well, when
They're
I made
business
partner,
cards.
I made cards, but I don't know what to do with them." She gave me so much grief because I was like, "Oh, pro streamer right here. You want to know about the game? You got to watch Ma Tater. You got to catch her on Twitch." She's like, "Oh, you booger, you be quiet."
Is that where you guys went after we left the Airbnb that Sunday morning?
Well, when you took off, because I almost followed you because I was talking on the phone
Yeah,
and I was
I
following
missed
you,
the
and then
exit
you
because I'm like, oh,
you
take a
turned, and
left
then I was
here. I'm
like,
like,
"Wait,
oh crap,
no, go
I turned on
straight."
the wrong. Yeah, it was.
I
No,
didn't
I
turn,
would
but I
have
was.
hanged out with you guys if I didn't have to drive 14 hours.
I know.
I drove
Did
about
you-
Well,
10
you went and
hours
had
just
fun in
outside of
Chicago. It's
Chicago,
fine.
and then yeah.
Yeah, I love Chicago. KT, did you go up 79 or did you go a different way?
I go 79.
Yeah.
I think it was, and then it turned into
It-
76,
yeah.
ironically.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then it turned into 90.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because 90 pretty much when I go east to West Virginia and then DC too, I took I-90 pretty much the whole way. So
Mm,
They get all the way across all those states. Yeah.
yep.
yeah.
It goes right through, like literally it's about a half an hour away. Hop on I-90, boom, just all the way there.
Yeah. That's
How
cool.
expensive is it out there to like get hotel rooms and things like that?
So we got a house for 10 people for $550. The
Mhm.
Airbnb, but the hotel I think was last year. It was just
It's like
average
$100 a
hotel
night or
rates.
something. 100, 120. Depending on where you stay, I guess.
It was, yeah, depending on where you're staying. I stayed in Buckhannon, so it was about 40 minutes away ish.
Yeah,
And
Penny and I
mostly because
stayed
you're
in
driving through the mountains.
Weston, and it was about 100 a night.
Yeah, I think it's about what I paid. It was about 100 a night.
And that's kind of typical.
But everybody's like picking up on the Airbnb thing because like a lot of people that we talked to this year, they were getting Airbnbs.
Mhm.
There's a lot of camping around there if you like to camp. There's a lot of campgrounds and stuff. That's what Ma did last year. Her and her sister were at a campground. Some people do that. But and then there's two B&Bs in town. So two of the people that we had lunch with, because we figured out that in order to get faster service at the Hut House when we had lunch, was when they came out and called for like a party of 6 and you were only a party of 3, just grab some more people. Doesn't matter if you knew them, you're gonna find out. So we figured that out. So we're like, okay, there's 3 of us, and the guy in front of us that we'd already been chatting to, he had 3. So we're like, cool, we got 6. So they came out and they called for 8. So we were like, we got 6, and he was like, okay. And then we turned around, we're like, anybody get 2? So these 2 people joined us. So we're sitting there with like 5 strangers. And of course, it was funny because the guy was sitting there and he's like, well, so nobody's going to be on their phone all through dinner. It's like, oh, yeah, you're
Yep.
right. Because there's no service.
No service.
Yeah.
So nobody can like scroll their phone. So we actually had to talk, but it was cool.
That's the
As,
beauty of it.
You had to interact with other humans.
We had to
I
interact
know,
with
it's
their
crazy.
humans.
No.
So the 3 people were from West Virginia and they just come up for the festival, right? But they were kind of amused by the fact that we were all Fallout people. And then the other 2 people, they were there for the festival, but they were familiar with Fallout. They played Fallout, a little bit. And so, they were like, we were just talking about different stuff about the
That
game
is a
and things like
hard
that.
thing for people to accept and get used to is that blackout area is so massive and
It is real.
I mean,
Yeah.
we have Sugar Grove to thank for that, but but that's okay.
And the affiliates. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's what we were calling ourselves. And that's how we signed the guest book. We signed the guest book, Ma Tater and the affiliates.
That's pretty good.
You can take AOL password for that because yeah. That's
AOL
what Ma
was
made.
struggling. He was at faschnaut. Oh my god, AOL was like, I want to go back to Airbnb. I'm like, dude, it's your
Well, he
first
was
time
also
here.
the first one
Enjoy
in
it.
bed.
I know.
every
It's like,
night.
damn, dude, seriously? Like, you're out here to experience on a trip. Enjoy it. Don't sleep on it.
I mean, he gets up early and streams. He streamed from
Yeah,
the house, Saturday morning?
I don't know.
I woke up and I heard AOL streaming, and I'm like,
Well, what was that? Friday? No,
that was Saturday morning.
Yeah, Friday
before we
night
went.
/ Saturday morning. BB and I were up until like 4:30 talking to each other. Like, oh God, we lost track of time. Oops, good thing we don't have to be at faschnaut until 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
For real. But we should have. So that's why I want to go on like Thursday next year or something, so that we have
Yeah,
a day
so we
to
could-
explore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I think
everything's
we
not too
should.
far away. Like Sutton, Flatwoods is all like, half an hour away.
Morgantown,
Well,
Morgantown's about an
Asylum, they're
hour.
all like pretty
From
close.
there, and I would really recommend this. Snowshoes not far, which if you want to see the top of the world area, but the
Mhm.
giant telescopes are not far either. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
there's a whole visitor center there. It's a science center and a museum, or not museum, but mainly a science center, really interactive. It's really cool. You'll see that in an upcoming episode, but those things are really cool to see up close. The one is huge beyond reason. But that's an easy stop. And it's not terribly far from there because at that point you start heading toward, back toward the Greenbrier and all that. And that's a great one. But there's a lot you can do in
Mhm.
that area. So yeah, we
Oh,
should,
yeah.
I definitely want to organize something for next year and we have plenty of time, obviously.
Definitely.
If you do, let me know, because I just have to make sure that I get plenty of time off.
Yeah.
When I come up. So
Yeah.
but
I'm gonna
I
plan
think
it for sure.
I think we're trying to get the house again, and we're trying to get the little 6 house next to it. They have a hot tub.
Oh, nice.
Better swim in that than the
we had
irradiated
a fire
lake.
pit, and then
So
they
the-
had a hot tub.
The 550 was for how many nights?
2 nights, the Friday and
That's
Saturday night.
really
Wasn't
good.
it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it? And we
Yeah.
split it with 10 people.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Yeah, we'll
Wasn't
definitely
it?
talk about that.
And it
So,
was a nice, the house is fairly new.
Yeah.
And it
Well-
was like, and considering we had 10 people there, it was, it had 10 beds. Well, not 10 beds, but slept 10. Had 2 bathrooms. I never waited on a bathroom. I wasn't ever like, oh my God,
Nope.
get out.
Mhm.
I didn't really have any. I don't know about UKT, but I never ran into an issue where it was like,
Well, we kind of
What are-
like settled it, be like, okay, this is the women's bathroom, this is the men's bathroom, done.
yeah, we kind of did, because we had, so one room had 2 bunk beds. So we put all the boys in there.
Yep.
And then we had Ginger and her husband in another one, because we're like house mom and dad. And then all the girls are on the other side of the house.
Yep.
So the girls had the big bathroom with the tub, and then the boys had the little one with the little shower.
well, next year it's just gonna be me and Linda because I'm glad I got to see my brother and our friends, but it was them and they're not Fallout people. So it's
Yeah,
like
no.
they're
Yeah, you got it.
they're
But
outside.
it was your anniversary, and they wanted to
I
do
know.
something nice for you. So that's good that you
Not
got
next
to do
year.
that.
Next year's all about just us, and we'll have a ton of fun. We can definitely put together a tour group and go around and just kick back without wearing a giant head. And
That'd be fun, because
Right.
you don't want to wear the giant head.
I do. I mean, at Fosnack, definitely. Did you see how many kids? I mean, I couldn't
Oh my
get from
gosh.
past that food truck without all those people
I
taking
know,
pictures.
he was getting
Right.
It
And
was
then people were
mad.
trying to
love
drive
doing
down the road while everybody was trying to walk down the road. It's
That
like,
was
good
what
luck
was
trying
weird.
to
It's like,
drive.
why even try? But I get it.
Yeah,
They
I
couldn't
know.
exactly go around, because
Yeah.
there was only one.
I will say
road.
it was nice having a food truck there, because I know like the restaurant was super busy, and having
Yep.
other food options is nice,
Yeah.
It was. It
Well,
was nice.
that's what I'm gonna tell her. Save some of your money and get a food truck at the one end, a food
Yeah.
truck by the dance hall, and a food truck in the middle.
Exactly.
You'll spread out the crowd. Everyone will
Yeah.
be so
Yeah.
happy.
That is true.
So-
Yeah, because, and that was the thing that I noticed, was like the lines didn't seem as bad as last year,
No,
because
not at
having
all.
that will
No.
call pickup was great.
I actually got a bratwurst this year, and it was from that food truck, and it was so good.
Yeah, the
Well,
food truck was
we-
pretty good.
We
Yeah.
ate at the Hood House. I didn't get to eat there last year, so
Mhm.
if I don't eat there again, it's probably fine, because I've done it. Because it was neat, because they had a sample of like all kinds of stuff. It was a lot of food, and it was pretty reasonably priced. It was like $24 a plate.
Oh my God.
Tons
it
of
was
food
so
and
reasonably
dessert.
priced. I mean, we're used to spending $30 for the two of us at McDonald's out here.
Like,
To
yeah,
come back
you
there,
wouldn't,
it's-
you wouldn't have got fast food for any better price. Yeah,
No.
not at all. Not for the amount of food they gave you.
and gas $2.89. I mean, we're at 5 something. It's like, oh my god.
Speaking
Yeah, so I was
of
glad when I
gas,
went back from Vegas. I'm like, oh god, gas is like 4 something in Vegas. I go back home and it's like 2
parking
something.
lot
I'm like,
wiener.
I know.
way
Yes.
better.
You guys are so lucky.
Well, yeah, I think driving from here down to West Virginia with my truck and then driving back up, I think I spent maybe $300-400 in gas the whole trip.
Hmm.
So not terrible.
No.
Cheaper than a plane ticket.
Yeah. Speaking of planes, by the way,
Oh boy, here we go.
no, this was fine. But we had just said, I hope we don't fly in a 737 MAX at this trip at all. We didn't on the way out. It's just regular 737s. We get out here. The first thing her family starts talking about is the door to the one that blew off. It landed in her cousin's backyard in Portland.
Oh wow.
And I'm like,
Small world.
This is a bad omen. So when we finally are heading back, what do we get on? A 737 MAX. I'm like,
Yep.
oh no. But we made it.
It's fine. Hey, planes are safer than cars, so
They are, according to
What did they
Superman, still the
say?
statistically the safest.
I
way
saw
to
a
fly.
statistic the other day. It was like you need to be on 8 million plane trips for an accident to happen.
Yeah.
That'll
Yeah.
never
I don't
happen.
think I'm ever gonna be on a 8 million plane trips, but
Well,
Yeah,
I
no,
have to
I don't
say,
think so.
as much as Boeing messed up on that, they're really comfortable and they're really smooth.
Oh yeah.
So as long as the door stays on, I think we're in good shape.
I was on a 737, I think it was an 800 when I flew out to Vegas.
Mhm.
Because that's
Biggest
usually what
plane
the
I've been
budget
on is a
airlines
777
use.
from
Yeah.
Portland.
I heard
Portland
the
to
Were you
Chicago
at
on a
New
777.
Vegas, Dave?
so
Did
the
I miss you?
57s I heard are really nice. I think
Yeah,
that's what
they are. So were you at New Vegas Day?
No,
Me? No,
he wasn't.
I
Taylor
TwitchCon.
went to the he went to the
He went to
TwitchCon.
TwitchCon.
yeah,
Yeah,
went to TwitchCon
yeah.
and then
Oh,
left
okay.
just before it.
because
Okay.
unfortunately
missed
they
both
didn't
of us.
overlap.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Are you
Hey,
going to be able to go next
He
year?
came to my house for a little bit.
Maybe yeah, I barely met Jaxus, literally the last night I was there because I flew out Friday morning and I met him Thursday night. I'm like, woo, just barely. But no, I'm depending on if my local airline
left
does
his
flights to
ma in the
Vegas again,
car,
I'll fly
man.
out there.
Good.
that'd be
I gave
cool.
him crap about that. I was like, you left your grandma in the car.
She was fine
That's
with
what
it.
she
I literally
wanted.
asked her. I'm like, oh, I'll just wait here. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
I'll
Just
wait
have to
here
play
while you
half
have
an
your
hour.
little play date.
Jaxus, are there dates yet? I haven't even paid attention.
I believe it's 16th and 17th.
Yeah,
16,
because I
17.
think
That rung a bell.
it's the weekend after my anniversary. So
Well,
it's
if it's
like,
okay, what is it? Saturday
I
and
think I
Sunday,
can
which
go.
would be fine because I think the flights at my local airport to
I
Vegas
think
are
it's
Fridays
Friday
and
and
Mondays.
Saturday. Usually he leaves Sunday open.
He was talking about trying possibly spreading it to 3 days this
Saturday,
year.
Sunday.
So
Yeah. The last I
Fridays.
heard, there we go.
Oh, to see what tickets are.
Yeah, it would be
Just what, November? So
15th
yeah, we got
and
time.
16th. I got a flyer on it though. Let me see.
Yeah, I need to start looking into that too.
are you in for this year's infomercial, Jaxus?
Oh yeah, I'll do whatever. You know that.
Yeah, cool. I haven't even started. I'll get to that later.
That and my kids, if you need a gecko or
fire
something.
spitting geckos.
Yeah.
The geckos.
Yes.
Come on, kids. You want to be a gecko?
My kids are up for any acting jobs they can get. So
Yeah, we'll
That's
do it.
cool.
The guy who played Elvis wants to do it, and the Legion guy, and there's a bunch of them that want to do it this year. So we will. I just have to figure it out. I haven't done it yet.
But you said 16th and 17th. That is Saturday and Sunday in November.
Mm-hmm.
I said 15,
sounds
16,
right.
but
Oh,
Oh, that sounds
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So it was Saturday and Sunday.
I was gonna say I thought it was Saturday and Sunday because that'd be perfect because I could fly out Friday and then fly back Monday.
I mean, normally last year I flight out Thursday and left Wednesday.
yeah,
but I did
it's
other
Saturday
things
and
besides.
Sunday that the event usually.
Well, my local airport only does seasonal flights on Fridays and Mondays, so it's
Excuse
just
me.
easier that way. That's why I spent a week in Vegas because I'm like, screw it, I'll stay for a week. Might as well.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you can make it, KT. You will absolutely love it. It is a spectacle.
It does look like it, and it's
It
getting pretty big
was
too.
fun.
It is so much fun.
Well, from what I heard,
to
so
me,
we were
it's my
talking to
new
some people at
Christmas.
faschnaut this year, and they're like, yeah, we were out in New Vegas, and they don't really like 76 people very much. I'm like,
No, that's
No.
not
that's not good
That's-
news.
No.
There's only one individual that's got an issue with 76 people, and that's TKS Mantis, and he has made it very
Oh,
clear
yeah,
that he
yeah.
is not like saying don't come and not this and not that. He just doesn't like the game himself personally that much.
No.
So
It's still a Fallout community. It doesn't matter
Yeah,
what
it's a
game
But
Fallout
you
that's
play.
community.
weird.
It
Like
is.
if people are getting the impression that they're not welcome, maybe he should dial it back a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I would hate for people to not feel welcome because of my personal opinions or experiences.
I did not
Right.
get that sensation when I was there. Did you, Chip?
no, it is a very
Yeah.
welcoming. I mean, everybody celebrates Fallout, regardless of what game and whatever.
Because
and-
I know
and-
Steven is very
Yeah.
welcoming. Yeah,
Well,
I mean, he loves it.
the body of people that have come together, we're not technically a planning committee, but kind of we are. Is Stephen, me, Ken, Vigu, Padera Falls, and kind of Volcro Blues and Ben, who's in the Power Armor. That's
Yeah.
kind of like the core group now, and TKS Manus is in there too. But the
And just leave me out. I don't. I don't do nothing.
Yeah, Jax
No,
doesn't do
Yeah,
anything.
don't count.
Yeah.
and
He
Jax
just
is-
sits around in that fancy office of his that isn't even real.
Yeah, that fake off. I've seen that fake office. I know what it looks like.
I couldn't
Yeah, that
tell
fake
actually.
office.
It was hard to tell. It looks great. I mean, usually there's like a mat line around you, but you're not. I
Jax
mean,
is
that's
just living the high life in Vegas right now.
it
that
looks really
penthouse.
good. But
Got
yeah,
my own
so-
little. I got studio doors and everything.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
There's an
gorgeous.
elevator on the outside there. Yeah.
How come
Where's
you
your
don't have
mini
Fallout
place?
running on that laptop behind you?
Actually, I could probably figure out a way to do that.
Yeah, put it on there. Just...
But no, it's a very friendly, everybody just celebrates Fallout there for that whole time, and it's everything's represented, and it's really cool and tons of fun. So
It
and
looks
lots of food.
fun, you know, and everything like
this place.
the whole. Yeah,
Yes.
he's got a big old bumper sticker on the back of his truck too.
Yes, I got a whole bunch of Fallout stuff. You saw it.
Yep.
All the
I was
Fallout
following
stickers
you.
on back
I was
there.
following you through. You were driving like a bat out of hell through the mountains. It's
So
like,
I
dude.
have the official Pioneer Saloon
Oh, the official asshole
Association.
association. You're a complete asshole. All
I
right.
We knew it all along.
Awesome.
It's confirmed now.
It is confirmed. I have a hard time believing it, but sure.
Oh, I've got the ultimate in Pioneer Saloon
Oh,
memorabilia.
let's see.
Oh, I was gonna say
Oh, boy,
you got
here
the
we go.
ultimate asshole.
We're gonna want
That would be
He's
quite
got
an
the-
honor.
Ooh, he's got
Oh, there you go, the old
biscuit.
man.
Thanks,
Is that
Chip.
bottle
Oh,
empty,
yep.
Jaxus? Did you drink it all? Is it empty?
Oh yeah, I definitely drank it all.
You're gonna get
He
-2
drank it all.
intelligence.
That was a gift from Chip, actually.
Yes.
Aw.
Everybody got one of those, and what's yeah, Jake the Courier. I didn't think he was going to make it home.
Dude, that guy, man. I'm glad that there was a large portion of tea that was involved in some of the stuff he was drinking. 'Cause
I didn't know it was.
yeah,
I
yeah.
when we were doing that resuscitation scene, I'm like, oh my God.
He's like the whole bottle.
Oh, my
man.
gosh.
I
You're
thought
like,
that was,
man.
yeah, it was
He's
pretty
gonna
shocking.
die.
Oh wow.
Like, yeah, that's actually tea.
I was very happy to hear that.
Like your liver hates you. I can hear it screaming.
I mean,
Of
now
course-
mind you, that dude he can put some down.
Oh, yes, he can.
He can definitely put some down.
He
but,
is hysterical though, man. He
yeah.
is.
Well, his
Oh.
character that he's created for himself is quite interesting. Yes.
Oh, it is. So they're they're great. Are you going to the con in April, by the way? Over in at the convention center? It's a
Me?
big game.
Me?
Yeah. The Jax's.
Or Jax's.
Am I
Or
going to the what now?
anybody. It's
Good con.
over. Erica was telling me about it, and they came out for Christmas here, and she was saying they do a big con, and they do a creator table where they put out all the stuff they make and whatever. But it's I can't remember the name of it, but it's a big gaming convention on it's at the convention center.
In April? Is it LVO?
I think it is. I think that's what it
Okay,
is.
so back in my miniature gaming days, I had people used to go out to LVO. It's Las Vegas Open. So yeah, it's a big miniature gaming convention. Kind of like Adepticon or Gen Con or something like that.
Yeah.
But they probably have other gaming and stuff there. But
Nope. I have no
Modifius
idea.
is starting to get big.
There's so many conventions out here, man. It's so hard for me to keep track of stuff. Unless you guys tell me about it, I don't have a clue.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you know how I found out about TwitchCon? When he said he was going to be there.
Oh, right.
Well,
it's
me,
in
oh,
San
yeah.
Too late,
Diego.
TwitchCon.
Well, it's in
It's
San
gonna be
Diego
in
this
San
year,
Diego
so I'm
this
not
time.
going. Too damn
Yeah.
expensive.
I was gonna say, like, I'm like, it's on the other
See,
side.
the
Like,
only
they
reason I
need
went
to
to
get in the
TwitchCon
middle of the
last
country.
year is because
Go to
I got lucky with
Chicago
everything.
for the love. Could you
I
imagine
know,
if it
like
was
go
in
to the middle
Chicago?
of the country, like where everybody
Yeah.
doesn't have to go very far.
Well, because the flights to the other side of the coast are a bit much.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
And
see, the
then
problem
you have
for
to
Yeah,
me
stay
the
in a
is-
West
hotel in
Coast, it
San
was
Diego and
expensive to get out
Yeah.
from
The
where
thing
I'm
is
from.
I can get
Yeah.
out of here pretty easy.
Well, yeah, getting
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
I'd
And
have to-
there's like no cheap flights to Vegas from here. I think I'd have to drive to Charlotte to get a cheaper flight.
Yeah.
That's a 2-hour drive.
Well, it's either cheap to get here and hard to get out, or the other way
Mhm.
around.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times they'll make it easy to get here, then they won't make it almost
Yeah, but
impossible to get out.
it's definitely
Well, it
not
depends
easy
on
to
if there's
do.
anything else big happening. Like last year, the Formula One
Mhm.
thing was happening around the same time.
yeah, that sucked.
Well,
'cause
that-
half
that
of the
interfered
strip was
with
blocked
TwitchCon.
off when I was trying to sightsee.
Yeah, that interfered
Yeah,
with
it was
TwitchCon a lot.
it was basically a small fortune for me and my mom to fly out of Detroit to get down there last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
if you're
you're in
going out at the
Detroit?
same time.
Hold on,
What?
don't make me drive over there.
I was gonna say you could drive to Detroit.
Meet in
It'd probably be-
Chicago.
No, actually,
well, you
I
have to
live
go through
closer to you
Chicago
than
is
you
the problem.
think.
Unless you want to go through unless you want to go around the UP. The UP?
No,
I
I'd rather go through
flew out of
Chicago.
Detroit because it's a better connection with Delta than it is to go out of Grand
Ah.
Rapids.
Yeah, see, we don't have a hub here. That's the problem.
No, we
need
just have a
hub.
regional airport here. The nearest one I have to go to for a big airport would be Minneapolis.
Now, see, if I was to fly to California, that's usually the trick. You fly to California, and then
Yep.
from California, you fly anywhere else.
Yep.
Yeah,
Then you fly
Out of
back into
LAX.
California, and then you fly from California back into Vegas because it's always cheap to fly from California to Vegas, from Vegas to California.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the
Well,
only
most
way
of the
that
flights that I have that because I love Delta.
because we're linked states. You know, it's like we're different, very different in our values and ways we do things. Thank goodness.
Yes, you are.
Thank you,
bit.
thank you for those differences. I'm from California. I was born and raised there. I hate California. I hate it. Like I hate it. I want it to like just please sink into the ocean.
Do you fly into LAX?
Me, no, I fly actually into Rubidoux when I do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you fly into Rubidoux and it's a fraction of the cost. And from Rubidoux, you can get rent-a-cars really easy in like Colton and Fontana and stuff like that at a fraction of the cost, and you can drive everywhere. No, I always find the hustle. That's just
Well,
the
you
way
have
I'm
to
built.
these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Nobody
actually,
can afford it.
you could literally take a turnaround bus from Vegas to California and backwards, and you can get on some of those for like $20.
Yeah.
So if you hop on that bus and go into California as a return person,
Mhm.
because you get a discounted rate because they know you're not going to California to like as a sightseer. Like they just know that. If you're
Oh,
leaving,
they have a
from-
train that's going
Nobody
to
goes
Vegas,
from
like-
Vegas to California to go sightseeing. You know,
Ugh.
so
I don't know, maybe.
they'll give you a discounted rate to just go there and take up a seat on the bus. So you'll get like $20 or whatever. You can go into California. Once you go into California and you get off at Rubidoux or whatever, then you can hop on an airplane from there anywhere in the country, and it'd be a fraction of the cost.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just like when you're here in Las Vegas. If you want a bottle of water and you're on
Yeah.
the strip, walk
Yeah.
a block away.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's any big city. That's any
Yeah,
festival or
you want
anything.
Don't buy
Anything?
anything downtown. Go off.
Yeah.
No,
walk a block
go to
away.
like Henderson or like
Well, that's more
Literally
than a block.
like one
but
block. Like you
yeah.
could, once you
just
take
don't
a-
be on the strip. It's like
Yeah.
don't buy it on the beach, you know.
Las Vegas Boulevard, don't buy anything when you're there. You want a bottle of water, you want alcohol, you want anything. Like literally, you can go and drive, less than a mile away, and you can go buy yourself a 18-pack of beer for $17, take that back with you, and you could get yourself nice and happy just by pouring it into your own cup and going back to your car when you want some. You know,
Mhm.
That's true. Yeah, because you
Well,
can
can't
walk
you
around.
legally
with your-
drink on the strip? I mean,
Yeah.
isn't that?
Yeah.
I think
Mhm.
isn't it's okay to drink on the strip, isn't it?
yeah.
Everyone does it.
Eh.
So Jaxus, have you talked to Stephen about Wi-Fi or any improvements for next year?
I'm trying to get him to get us a hardline connection so that we can. I want to move
Yeah, because then we
us
can stream.
from over there to like where the smoking section is
Yeah.
on the back for their employees. I would like us to be put on tables up there if we could, and have a
Yeah.
hard line from the inside of the building put out there with a hub, so that we could connect via that hub.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, trying to get the last time I talked to Steven is when I interviewed him,
Mhm.
so that was a couple months now.
Yeah.
Other than text messaging, because we joke around and do goofy shit on text messages because we're
Mhm.
bored.
You're never bored, Jaxus. Come on.
No,
Well,
but if I think of something that applies to like Steven and it's in town and things like that, we'll talk about like stuff that's completely not Fallout related at all.
Right.
Guns or whatever.
Seems
just-
legit.
we have interests outside of Fallout.
Right.
No, nobody does. What are you talking about?
So
Todd's going to be very unhappy
Steven
with
is
you.
a very, very influential person within the communities out here. He is a businessman first before he is anything else. And he has got multiple businesses.
Mhm.
And he's somebody who's sitting on a lot more than he pretends to. As far as, if you want to know how to do something in business or you want to understand how to do something on the financial circuit, he is somebody with definite intelligence in that area and can help dramatically make a difference in your financial situation. If you bother to listen to what he has to say, because this is a guy who goes and does seminars with a whiteboard, teaches people how to do these things.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Really?
and he's not the cowboy shit kicker, all the time. This guy's got a business acumen that is very high. So, there's a lot more to Steven than meets the eye. That's for sure. Yeah. So,
That's cool.
yeah, he's kind of a mentor in a way in some things. So, yeah. Anyway, actually, we're getting close to the end of our time here, guys.
Yeah, we are. I was just about ready to do that.
Chip, you got anything you want to push? Anything
Plug
going on?
yourself.
Yeah, well, again, we've got the two shows on YouTube, the sitcom, which we're in our third season, and Sassy's doing the voice of the villain this season, and doing a wonderful job. And then, of course, the travel show is in its second season with West Virginia. And then right now, JJ Mills and I are writing our podcast, which is a prequel, and we'll start producing that in probably the end of the summer. We just had a composer come on board yesterday who gave me 60 tracks, and we've got the first initial scripts written, and basically it's a prequel to the sitcom, but it's going to be a lot of fun because it's kind of like Point Counterpoint, the old Saturday Night Live skit, or 30 Rock. It's kind of a layer of that, but it's basically Chip and Victoria doing an interview show where we're bringing in guests that are characters from the game or characters from the creative community from other podcasts and so on as the guests, and they get caught in the middle of the two of them going at it. And it's very funny, and I'm dying to do it. We've got a great cast and everything's coming together really well on this. So that'll be hopefully launching this summer.
Awesome. Night Taylor, you want to tell everybody about your stream and whatnot?
Yes. So I mean, I stream on Twitch, also on Twitter, same name, Night Taylor 77. But in game, just do a lot of pretty much everything, expeditions, nuke grinding, XP, camp building. I'd love to help out the community, play with the community. Usually stream a few nights a week whenever I can. So yeah, you can catch me on those.
All right. And as always, you can catch us at the Fallout Roundtable. You can find us anywhere. Just type in the Fallout Roundtable, really. There's the Fallout RTB at gmail.com and Fallout RTB on Twitter. You can also catch me and Maverick as we do the 3 Count Thoughts, as we talk about the week in wrestling and a little bit of history and whatnot. It's at 3 Count Thoughts if you're going on Twitter or whatnot. And you got 3countthoughts@gmail.com for our email. And I believe that pretty much covers everything. And everybody say goodnight. Look, we got Mothman saying goodnight.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.